Welcome to Rock Your Talk. I'm Leisa Reid with Get Speaking Gigs Now and Productive Learning. I'm excited for today's guest. We have Dr. Anita-PoliteWilson. Hello, Dr. Anita.
Hello, my dear friend Lisa. How are you?
I am awesome. So excited to hear your tips today. And for our listeners, I'm going to share a little bit more about how you can get some nice, juicy, free gifts from us. If you go to GetSpeakingGigsNow.com and you're a speaker, you can grab 5 tips to get more speaking gigs. So you want to grab that. And what I do at Get Speaking Gigs Now is I coach speakers on how to get booked, stay booked, and attract their clients through speaking. We have a lot of fun. Clients of mine have recently just published their books, gotten their masterminds together, created their programs. So we do talk about a lot more than just speaking, but those are just a couple of things that I had on my mind. Now, let me shift gears a little bit and share with you, if you're not a speaker, but you're a person who really loves diving into your thinking, you realize how important your thinking is and how powerful the results can be when you shift your thinking. You can go to productivelearning.com. And if you go to productivelearning.com/gift, we have a gift for you. It's a course and you're going to get free access to this, but it's a $97 course, but you get it for free. And it's called New Thinking for New Actions. So this is great for someone who's like, I know I'm supposed to think different, but I don't know how I'm supposed to think. How do I change my thinking? What do I do? Then you can go over to that class and check it out. And that's all yours today. I'm very excited to have Dr. Anita-PoliteWilson on. She's a friend. She's a colleague. She's amazing. She's brilliant. And I know she's got some tips for us today. So, but first, before we even get into tips, Dr. Anita, would you tell us a little bit about you so the listeners know who you are and what you do in the world?
Well, thank you for having me, Lisa. I first want to say I'm so excited to be here. I actually logged in an hour early. So I went and had a salad and a big old hunk of watermelon. So I'm jazzed and ready to go. So my name is Anita-PoliteWilson. I'm normally known as Dr. Anita. That is just a name that one person gave me. It just kind of sticks. And I like it. It's affectionate and fun. And I like to think that I'm affectionate and fun. I've been told that. I am the founder and president of Dr. Anita Enterprises, and I'm an executive coach and team dynamic strategist. And basically what that means is I help leaders and teams navigate complexity and change. And when we talk about complexity and change, I can't think of anything else other than what's been going on this year in a myriad of different types of scenarios. And that's what I do. I love it. I've been in this field for about 25 years, and I'm so excited to share with your listeners today.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So now today, I know you're talking about moving forward, and especially kind of that when you feel stuck, but you're like stuck again. You're like, oh man, I'm stuck again. How did I get here? So yes. Tell us, what's your first tip that you have for us today?
Well, you're right. I'm stuck again. How did I get here? And actually, you talked about some of the previous guests and how they're working on books. I've gotten 6, and my 6th one is Gifted to Shift. How to get yourself moving forward when you're stuck again. And we all get stuck on a regular basis. So tip number 1 is give yourself permission to be human. It's okay not to be okay. And the first time I saw that on a LinkedIn post, I was like, wow, yeah, it's okay not to be okay. You can be a high achiever, you can be a go-getter, you can be driven, but you can't do that all the time. We're not machines, we're human beings, not human doings. And so give yourself permission to say, I'm not okay today. Reach out, find your network, do what you need to do, affirmations, whatever you need to do, but it's okay not to be okay. Tip number 2.
Oh, wait. Let's talk. I love that. Yeah, right. Because we're really, I think it's especially just with our society, and we're driving, we're moving, we're going, and it's like you're supposed to be perfect, or you're supposed to be on fire and positive and happy all the time. And it took me, I call it like synthetic joy or synthetic gratitude, when I'm trying to like be happy over the top of something. Yes. And when I was able to shift that of like, oh wait, what actually am I feeling? Oh, and naming it, whatever, oh, I feel sad. Oh, what's that about? Let me just sit with it for a second.
Yes.
And let it be. And like you said, let it do the being instead of the doing on top of it to get myself out of sadness. It's just like sitting with it, allowing it. And that definitely was a process for me. I mean, it was not an overnight process at all. It was a several years process. So I can really appreciate the value of that. And sometimes it's like, oh, I feel like I'm going in the wrong direction because I want to be over here. I want to be happy. But wait a second. So you mean for me to move through this emotion would actually like sit with it for a bit and let it come in and acknowledge it. And it seems like if you're not used to it, it seems like it's the opposite of what you should. It's kind of like when you're driving and you're skidding, you got to turn the wheel the opposite. It's like that. You're like, but it
You're
should
supposed
be
to turn into the skid.
yeah. You're like, wait a
Yeah.
second, or whatever. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're the opposite of what you think you're supposed to do.
Right.
Kind of like that same feeling, but
it's been called recently toxic positivity.
oh, I love that. Yeah. See, I call it synthetic because it's kind of like
Yeah.
over the top of something. It's like not real. And we're supposed to just be grateful for everything. And I'm like, well, sometimes it takes a minute for me to get into that true, authentic gratitude.
Exactly.
You know,
it kind
not
of
always available to me.
it keeps us real with ourselves, which is one of the taglines that I have on my Facebook page. Stay blessed and keep it real. And being real with yourself means giving yourself permission to say, you know what, today sucks. I don't feel it. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. And it's okay because you have to stay real with yourself before you can possibly be real with anybody else. Another book that I've written is Corporate Toxicity. And when I saw toxic positivity, I was like, yes, 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 we have to be real and just say everything is not, you know, sugar canes and, you know,
rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity. It is a thing.
So I think that was most of my life was a lot of my adult life was toxic positivity. And now I'm like authentic positivity and authentic whatever else that I've got going on.
It's all about balance. It's all about balance. Yes.
Oh, I love that. All right. What's tip number 2? Lay it on us.
Tip number 2 for moving yourself forward when you find yourself stuck again is get yourself out of the box of confusing who you are with what you do. Now, right now, I want to talk to my people who may have found themselves displaced from work because of this whole situation. Please hear me when I say get yourself out of the box of confusing who you are with what you do. And I know what I'm talking about because I've been there. You think all of your accomplishments, your title, the things that you do, those are who you are. They're what you do. They're not who you are. So please don't confuse the two, because if you lose your job title, sometimes we have a tendency to lose our identity, and that's not what we want at all. So please, please, please get yourself out of the box of confusing who you are with what you do, especially now, especially if you're displaced. It's not true. It's not right. Who you are will help you get to your next wonderful position and the next wonderful position after that, and so on and so on and so on.
Right. I love that. And if you're wondering out there, you're listening and like, well, I don't know. Who am I? Who am I?
Yeah.
We had this, someone shared with me where they did the El Camino, which is the long walk in Spain. You can walk for X amount of miles, lots and lots of miles. And that when they would talk with certain people, you'd say like, oh, just making conversation along the Camino. A lot of Americans, and this is not against Americans. I love Americans. I'm American. I love America. It's great.
Yeah.
But we would identify as like, it's like, oh, well, what do you do? Oh, I do this job. And a lot of this was the feedback this person was sharing with me. And they said when they met people from other countries, it like their job never really came up. It was just like more of the who are you, what do you like, and worldly conversations and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, this was a few years ago. I thought, oh, I totally do that. Like I would say like, well, what do you do? Because I'm in a lot of networking situations, but I love that. Well, who are you? Like, tell me about yourself. So sometimes I'll say, what do you do in the world that's bringing you joy?
I love that.
Or like, what do you do for fun or something like that? And people are sometimes like,
that would be me. I don't even know how to spell fun anymore because I've been so caught up in doing what I do and being who I am as what I do. Yeah. We got to get out of that. We so have to get out of that.
Yeah. Well, we got to have some fun. I love having fun. Very cool.
Yes.
All right. What else you got for us?
Tip number 3, go and shift with intention and check in with yourself on a regular basis. SHIFT is an acronym for a model that I designed in school, and it stands for self-assess, hone in, investigate, fix, and team. So for example, we're talking about—
just say it really quick, like slow, or I'm sorry, say it again, but slower so that we can catch up. So it's SHIFT. Self-assess,
hone in, investigate, fix, and team, 5 steps,
Okay.
shift. And I'll give you an example. We were talking about toxic positivity. Sometimes, to your point, Lisa, we just need to sit in it and think, all right, why am I upset really? Well, I'm upset because my girlfriend just called me and she just said that someone has been watching her on her YouTube channel and they want to sponsor her. Well, I've had a YouTube channel and nobody's watching me, nobody wants to sponsor me. Well, so since we've done this self-assessment, let's hone in on what is standing out. I'm jealous.
Right.
Well,
I'm thinking, ooh, maybe Mary Kay will sponsor me because I'm wearing my Mary Kay lipstick. Mary Kay for
right? And maybe yes and maybe no. So I've self-assessed that I'm jealous. I'm honed in on it. Why is it that I'm jealous?
Yeah.
When I investigate that a little bit more, I have to come to terms that the way she's going to get blessed is going to look different from the way I'm going to get blessed. And when it's time for me to shine, I'll shine. So then I have to fix my self-perception so that I can fix my self-talk. What she's doing is what she's called to do in the world, and that does not take anything away from me. That's my self-perception. And so now my self-talk has to follow. When my time comes, someone will want to link arms with me and want to help me. And then the team, who is it that I can team with that does see what I bring to the table and would be willing to showcase me? For instance, like my dear friend, Leisa Reid.
Yeah,
So
here you are.
whatever you find yourself grappling with, just do a quick shift, self-assess, hone in on what you discover, investigate that a little bit deeper, fix your self-talk and your self-perception, and team with someone to help you get where you're trying to go.
I love that. And I love that you have really, it sounds so empowering. Like, I think a lot of times when we like, say if you had not gone through that process and you just stayed in that feeling, there could be the tendency to like make it about her, like, well, and I know you're not going to do that. I'm just saying in general. So a lot of times we want to make it someone else's fault or something else's fault, and the blame is outside of us, which is very powerless. Like you can't do a lot with that.
Mentality almost.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And so when we're able to go, okay, what's within my hands? Let me look internally. How can I reframe? And you said it in different ways, but it's so much more empowering then, because then you can actually kind of go through it possibly a lot quicker than if you were, stuck in that blaming mentality.
Yeah, and it might even make you realize, well, maybe I'm not doing what she's doing. Maybe I'm not studying how YouTube works. Maybe I'm not putting myself out there. Maybe I'm not posting enough. Maybe my content isn't as interesting as I thought it was. It gives us an opportunity to look and, to your point, take our power back, realize what it is we could be doing differently so that we can get different results.
Love it.
Absolutely reframing. Yeah.
I love how you're always really good at writing. Like, all you guys, if you're listening, Dr. Anita is great at, she's a really creative writer and has these like acronyms that's really cool, and just the symbolism, and she's brilliant. So I love that acronym. So
makes it easy to remember stuff.
It does. So I have a question for you that doesn't have anything to do with what we've been talking about. Oh, wait, before I ask you that.
Yes.
Where can people get a hold of you?
So you can get a hold of me on my website, www.Dr. Anita, you have to spell it out, DoctorAnita. And if you come visit me on the website, I've got a free gift for you. 5 survival tips for social distancing. And I actually get into a little bit about psychological safety, what you might be going through. For instance, one of the elements of psychological safety, is autonomy. And if you have a high need for autonomy and you find yourself locked down, that could be playing a lot into why you're going a little bit stir crazy, but there are things you can do to gain your power back. So it's a free ebook, 5 survival tips for social distancing. Please go check it out. It's going to help you. It's got real life examples in there, families that are now together and didn't expect to be. What is it that a wife might be going through? What is it that a husband might be going through, from those different perspectives in terms of psychological safety? So I hope you get it. It's free. It's going to be a good resource. It's going to unlock your mind and help you figure out what it is you need to do next to gain your power back.
How cool is that? So it's DrAnita.com, and it's doctor spelled out DOCTOR, Anita, ANITA.com. So grab that. And then, so my other question for you is, It's a different question than what we've been talking about. But
Uh-oh.
what is, and I don't remember if I asked you this before, but who would you say is like one of your top favorite rock stars or rock bands?
You would ask me that.
Or
Do I
musician,
look
if
okay?
you're
So
not into rock, if you're not into
right now, I
rock.
feel like I've totally got the deer in the headlights look. Am I looking like that, or do I still look gracious?
No, you look great. You look amazing. What like if you were gonna pop on a Pandora station or
Ah, I know.
what?
The Sounds of Blackness. This tape came out
Oh,
when it was between high school and junior college. The Sounds of Blackness. It's very rare that you
never
find
heard
a
of
whole,
that.
at that time, tape. Very rare that you find found a whole tape where every single song was the bomb, the jam, on hit, on point, off the top, whatever you want to call it, off the chain. The Sounds of Blackness. And I
Okay.
just heard one of those songs on the radio on Sunday. It brought me back. I remembered almost all of the lyrics on that one song.
Oh
The
my
sound-
gosh, how exciting.
oh,
I've
it is
never heard of that
wonderful.
before, so I'm gonna have to
I
play
know
that.
you haven't, and it is wonderful, wonderful. And I can tell you, the lead singer, Ann Nesby, I'm surprised that she hasn't done more, but it's phenomenal, phenomenal work.
All right. Well, maybe you'll get sponsored by them. Who knows?
Who knows? I don't even know if it's still together, but you just reminded me I need to check Amazon and see if I can get a CD. So thank you for the reminder.
Oh, cool. All
Yeah.
right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Well, I don't know if you heard it here first, but you heard it again if you didn't know. Very cool. Make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment. Remember to be kind to yourself always, at least once a day, and be kind to somebody else today too if you haven't done that. And we will
Thanks for
see
having
you.
me, Lisa.
Oh
This was
my
so much
gosh.
fun. I
Thank
have missed
you.
you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank
Since
you.
we're off lockdown, we need to go have lunch.
I know, right? All right,
Right.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.